On a calm afternoon in April 2018, CCTV footage from Brazil captured a group of women standing together along a quiet street, unaware that danger was approaching. As a man walked past them, he suddenly stopped, pulled out a weapon, and began demanding money and valuables. The situation escalated quickly, creating a moment of fear and uncertainty for the group. What the suspect didn't realize was that one of the women was an off-duty police officer. She reacted immediately, taking control of the situation and overpowering the suspect before the robbery could continue. The incident ended swiftly, preventing injuries or further escalation. While this outcome was fortunate, experts stress that civilians should not attempt confrontation. The safest response during a robbery is to remain calm, comply with demands, avoid sudden movements, and prioritize personal safety. Staying aware of surroundings and remaining in groups can also reduce risk. Late at night on a quiet street, a white car sat parked when an SUV suddenly sped in and blocked its path. Within seconds, 3 men exited the SUV and began demanding money and valuables from the occupants of the car. The unexpected ambush created a high-risk situation with little time to react. Unknown to the attackers, one of the people inside the white car was an off-duty police officer. Acting quickly and decisively, he responded in a way that caused the suspects to panic and flee the scene, stopping the robbery attempt before it could escalate further. While this incident ended without harm, safety professionals advise drivers to remain inside their vehicles when confronted, keep doors locked, avoid confrontation, and call emergency services immediately if possible. Parking in well-lit areas, staying alert at night, and trusting your instincts are key steps in reducing the risk of car-related crimes. A superstore robbery took an unexpected turn the moment the intruder tried to control the room. The armed man began turning toward nearby customers, likely attempting to intimidate everyone inside. What he didn't notice was another customer standing quietly behind him, wearing a hat and observing the situation closely. In a split second, the customer acted, tackling the suspect from behind and forcing him to drop the weapon. The attacker was pinned to the ground until other shoppers and staff rushed in to help restrain him and prevent further danger. While this quick reaction stopped the robbery, safety experts strongly caution against civilian intervention. Armed situations are unpredictable, and even brief struggles can lead to severe injury. The safest approach during a robbery is to remain calm, comply with instructions, avoid sudden movements, and prioritize survival. Security measures and police response are far safer than heroics. A superstore robbery took an unexpected turn the moment the intruder tried to control the room. The armed man began turning toward nearby customers, likely attempting to intimidate everyone inside. What he didn't notice was another customer standing quietly behind him, wearing a hat and observing the situation closely. In a split second, the customer acted, tackling the suspect from behind and forcing him to drop the weapon. The attacker was pinned to the ground until other shoppers and staff rushed in to help restrain him and prevent further danger. While this quick reaction stopped the robbery, safety experts strongly caution against civilian intervention. Armed situations are unpredictable, and even brief struggles can lead to severe injury. The safest approach during a robbery is to remain calm, comply with instructions, avoid sudden movements, and prioritize survival. Security measures and police response are far safer than heroics. At around 7 p.m., 2 robbers entered a phone store, calmly posing as customers before revealing their true intent. They began demanding phones and other valuable items from the store owner, who appeared to cooperate and avoided sudden movements. As the robbers turned their backs to collect merchandise, the store owner unexpectedly drew a weapon. The sudden shift caught the suspects off guard, forcing them to abandon the robbery and flee before taking anything. While the incident ended without injuries, This outcome was highly unpredictable. Firearms can malfunction, suspects may react instantly, and innocent bystanders could be caught in harm's way. Safety professionals strongly advise against armed resistance for civilians. The safest response during a robbery is full compliance, slow movements, and de-escalation. Property is replaceable, but lives are not. Prioritizing personal safety, using security systems, and allowing law enforcement to handle suspects is almost always the safer choice. CCTV footage from a gold shop in Yulin, Shaanxi Province, China, captured a tense robbery attempt as suspects smashed display cases and threatened staff while grabbing valuables. The chaos unfolded quickly, with employees facing intense pressure and fear. In a sudden turn, the shop manager confronted the intruders using his own weapon. Startled by the resistance, the robbers panicked and fled the store empty-handed, abandoning the robbery altogether. While this outcome prevented losses, confronting multiple armed intruders is extremely dangerous. Law enforcement experts consistently stress that civilians should never engage directly during armed robberies. High-stress environments increase the risk of serious injury or worse. Safer alternatives include reinforced display cases, silent alarms, surveillance systems, controlled store layouts, and fast police response. These preventive measures protect lives far more reliably than attempting to stop criminals through physical confrontation. A violent robbery unfolded inside a convenience store in Bedminster, Bristol, when a man stormed in and attempted to take control of the store. The suspect tried to intimidate staff and dominate the situation, but things quickly spiraled out of his control. Store workers reacted together, restraining him in a bear hug and using a stool to stop the threat before anyone could be seriously hurt. The robbery was completely halted, and the suspect was held until police arrived. While the workers' actions prevented harm in this case, law enforcement agencies consistently advise civilians not to physically confront armed suspects. Situations like this can escalate rapidly, leading to severe injuries or worse. Safer prevention methods include panic buttons, protective barriers, visible surveillance cameras, limited cash access, and fast police response. These measures are proven to protect lives far more reliably than physical resistance. At around 4 a.m. in February 2021, two robbers entered a convenience store expecting an easy target. They attempted to intimidate everyone inside. What they didn't expect was a casually dressed Marine soldier already in the store. Trained to stay alert under pressure, the Marine reacted immediately, tackling one suspect while the second robber fled in panic. The suspect was quickly restrained, and the situation ended without serious injuries. While this outcome was fortunate, it's important to note that this response relied on specialized military training. For most people, confronting armed criminals is extremely dangerous and strongly discouraged. Experts advise remaining calm, complying with demands, avoiding sudden movements, and prioritizing personal safety. Stores can reduce risk through strong lighting, visible cameras, silent alarms, secure counters, and rapid law enforcement response, which are far safer than relying on physical intervention. Two military personnel were standing along a roadside when a suspicious vehicle suddenly pulled up beside them. A man stepped out, clearly expecting fear and immediate compliance. Instead, one of the men remained calm, alert, and prepared. His confident response disrupted the attacker's plan, forcing the robber to retreat and flee without taking anything. While the robbery attempt failed, this situation highlights an important reality. Trained individuals respond differently under pressure than civilians. For the general public, confronting an armed robber is extremely risky. Weapons can discharge accidentally, accomplices may appear, and situations can turn deadly within seconds. Safety experts strongly recommend avoiding resistance, staying composed, handing over valuables if demanded, and focusing on survival. Awareness, distance, and quick reporting to authorities remain the safest strategies in unexpected encounters like this. Two men believed they could easily carjack a driver, but they underestimated their target. As the suspects approached the vehicle, the driver reacted instantly, physically overpowering one attacker and throwing him to the ground. The second suspect fled, abandoning the attempt and leaving the driver unharmed. While this bold reaction prevented the crime, physical resistance during carjackings is highly dangerous, especially when multiple attackers or weapons may be involved. Experts strongly advise drivers to prioritize safety over confrontation. Preventive habits are far more effective, including keeping doors locked, windows up, staying aware of surroundings, avoiding isolated areas, and never leaving a vehicle running unattended. If threatened, complying and escaping safely when possible greatly reduces risk. Situational awareness and smart prevention remain the most reliable defenses against carjacking attempts.